there, and welcome back to Weird Soda for Life. Today we've reached the end of Fallout Friday, and I'm hoping things will end just peachy. You get it anyway. Welcome back. That's right, we are at the end, and today we have another twofer like our last week with the pomegranate. Today we have both Wastelander Sweet Peach and LowCal Wastelander Sweet Peach. Now, I have a couple very limited questions. One, why was it the nuclear pomegranate was sugary, but the power pomegranate was like the LowCal? But in this scenario, they don't care what you are. You will always be a Wastelander. Maybe that's it. You will always belong to the Wastelander Peach clan. Or something like that. I don't know. But I did find that a little interesting. But other than that, a lot of the same design elements remain the same. I am going to bring both of these up so you can see them, and then I'm going to show you something kind of cool that they did. So as you can see, both cans here. We have the regular over here and the LowCal. You can tell them distinctly. But the really cool thing is this. Now, on the sugar, there we go. On the sugar version of Sweet Peach, you get the Ghoul, right? Who is like a feared killer in the Fallout series and everything else. But on the LowCal, you get his pre-war face as Cooper Howard, unghouled. I thought that was a really cool thing. It really creates continuity, right? Let's see, there we go. It really creates continuity of the series. It makes you know that like both are, like these are both kind of a little bit of the same thing. And I thought that was really clever. Other than that, not a lot is different between this and the LowCal can from the pomegranate, or for the sugar ones, the apple or the orange. So with that, let's see what we've gotten into. I am going to try the peach one first. Go. Here we go. It smells a little peachy. Got a glass. Okay. Again, this looks more like the tea. Like, again, the pomegranate last week had that really, like, pink. But this just looks like green tea. That's completely fine. Peach juice is about the same color, so. Okay, I can definitely smell the peach a little more in that. And with this, bottoms up. That's really good. That's really good. It's tart. It's like you're biting into a sweet peach. Kind of reminds me just kind of like a pineapple, a peach like spritzer kind of. But really, it tastes a lot like peach juice, like bubbly peach juice. I like that quite a bit. Again, just like with the pomegranate last week, both of these flavors, at least taste better to my palate than the apple and the orange did. Not that those two were bad, but they felt dulled, whereas both the pomegranate and the peach really have the distinct flavor of the fruit that they are saying that they are. It could just be the nature of the juice itself that's going into the green tea. I'm not sure, but it does leave me intrigued for the LowCal. So give me 1 second to go wash this glass out, and then we'll get to the LowCal Sweet Peach. Be right back. Okay, we have returned, and now open up our friend over here. Oh, okay, so that's interesting. I want to point out that unlike the other one, this is actually a much clearer pour. Like, all of the other ones have been like a darker, a kind of cloudy, but this is actually quite clear almost. Very interesting. I will admit I'm not smelling much of anything, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything here. And with this, bottoms up. That's the one I like the least. I'm just going to say it. There is a tartness in there, so that tells me that, yes, in fact, the tartness that we're drinking from here tastes the same as this. But that's about almost all of the peach I can discern out of that for the most part. There is like a hint of peach, as if a peach like decided to dip in for a second and move on its way. But it very heavily tastes of green tea. Now, of course, we know green tea is the base of all of these flavors. So if you like green tea, you'll probably really prefer this. But I'm not a huge tea drinker, so that one's not for me. I could totally see who it would be for, and I'm not saying it's bad. It's just not my flavor. But I think if you like green tea, especially if you like Arizona's other green tea flavors, you'll really enjoy that. It's just not for me. But you know what? Overall, I would say, and even with this, like, it's kind of how I feel about like IPAs for beer. I can appreciate the craftsmanship. I know that there is a skill set there. It's just not for me as a person. It is, you know. So don't be too hard on yourself. You'll always be a Wastelander. But overall, though, I really enjoyed this entire pack. If they wanted to release any of these flavors as just like a general flavor as opposed to being Fallout themed, I would purchase them. I think they're very good. They're tasty. They have a ton of caffeine. I will be awake all night. But they were very good. I think this was a good purchase. I loved the Fallout pack. If you can still get it on Arizona's website, I think that's the only place you can. Go do it if you like their green teas or fruit like juice at all. I think you will not be disappointed. So no harm, no shame in that game. I'm stoked. Next week, though, I know what you're thinking. Oh God, what's next? When are we ever going to go back to soda? And I hear you. We got a couple more weeks. But I think you guys will be interested in this. It is, I know what you're thinking. Why is she so focused on Arizona this year? And it does seem like that upon retrospect with the hard Arizona and then these. It's just that there's a lot of Arizona flavors, several of which that are limited edition, that I just haven't had an opportunity to try. So we're going to rock out with Arizona for a couple more weeks. We are trying next week Arizona's whipped pineapple orange flavor. I'm kind of stoked about it. It's supposed to be akin to a Dole Whip. It I randomly saw it in a gas station near where I work, which surprised me because the gas station near where I work is not a 7-Eleven, and it was supposed to be there originally or just only available online. So as soon as I saw it, I yanked it. I'm super stoked to try it, and we will see where this takes us and see if it matches what I think it is going on in my head. Until next time, drink weird and I guess don't hang out. Period. Now, would you imagine that'd be the whole thing? Maybe, you know what? The thing is, it doesn't really matter what you look like. Somebody will always find a really terrible photo of you anyway. See you next time.